This video is about Freyja hurls lightning in Asgard, but darkness reveals her secret. If this myth excites you, please like the video, share it with friends, and write in the comments how it pulled you into the adventure. # Part 1. Freyja hurls lightning in Asgard, but darkness reveals her secret. In the mythic realm of Asgard, where the golden halls of the gods gleamed under the eternal sun, thunderous clouds began to gather, heralding a storm unlike any other. The air crackled with anticipation, and the very earth trembled beneath the weight of immense power. In this land of divine splendor, Freyja, the goddess of love and war, stood upon the threshold of her destiny. Freyja, adorned in shimmering armor that sparkled like the night sky, was no ordinary goddess. She had been chosen by the fates to wield the lightning that danced ominously in the heavens. Yet unknown to her fellow gods, her heart concealed a shadow secret intertwined with destiny that threatened to unravel the fabric of Asgard. Freyja, boomed Odin, the All-Father, his voice echoing from the grand expanse of Valhalla. "We face a darkness that seeks to consume us. You must embrace this storm." The assembled gods, warriors of valor and glory, watched with bated breath. Freyja's silver hair whipped around her face as she gazed into the distance, where the horizon darkened with foreboding clouds. The winds howled like the anguished souls of fallen warriors, and her heart pounded a rhythm matched only by the roar of her own battle-hungry spirit. With a deep inhale, she summoned her strength. The power surged within her, coursing like fire through her veins. The gods murmured in awe as she raised her arms to the heavens, her eyes gleaming with raw determination. The sky responded. Bolts of lightning shot down, crackling and snapping with energy that illuminated the land in stark, blinding flashes. "By the light of Asgard, I call upon the storm," Freyja cried, her voice resonating like a battle horn. The lightning struck the ground, erupting in blinding brilliance, transforming her golden hair into a halo of radiant energy. Yet even as she embraced her divine power, the weight of her hidden truth clawed at her heart. "Remember, Freyja, the storm reveals all," whispered a voice, soft yet echoing with authority, like a shadow that danced just beyond her reach. It was the voice of Skald, the Norn of fate, whose foretelling was both a blessing and a curse. Freyja's brow furrowed. She felt the weight of those words pressing down upon her. Amidst the chaos of the approaching tempest, a shadow loomed on the outskirts of Asgard, a figure draped in darkness that seemed to flicker like a dying flame. Iske, the wolf who hunted the sun, had returned, and his presence marked the harbinger of doom. As he charged, a fierce growl escaped his lips, echoing through the storm. "Freyja," he howled, the sound laced with fury and desperation. "You cannot hide from the truth. You think the storm can shield you from the darkness within." In that moment of confrontation, Freyja's heart sang with the anguish of her secret. Long ago, she had promised herself to a mortal hero, a man of honor named Bjorn, whose love had ignited her spirit. In her desire to protect him from the wrath of the gods, she had concealed her divinity, allowing the darkness of fate to weave a tragic tapestry around them. But as the storm intensified, Freyja felt her resolve strengthen. No longer would she let fear dictate her path. "I am Freyja, goddess of war and love," she declared, a fire igniting in her chest. With a sweeping motion, she unleashed the lightning, sending it crashing toward Iske. The jagged bolt struck the wolf with a blinding flash, casting the world into momentary brilliance. Iske howled in agony, the ground trembling beneath his weight as he stumbled backward, but the rage in his eyes burned hotter than the lightning that had scorched his fur. "You will pay for your arrogance, goddess. The darkness will rise." And with this proclamation, he vanished into the shadows, leaving behind a chilling silence that enveloped Asgard. As the storm subsided and calmness returned, Freyja felt the weight of her burden grow heavier. The gods gathered around her, their eyes filled with admiration and trepidation. But amidst their praises, she sensed the distance growing. Her heart ached for the love she had sacrificed, the man who had once held her heart bound in warmth. "Let us prepare for war," Odin commanded, breaking the silence. "The darkness may retreat for now, but it will return. We must unite the realms against this threat." "War," Freyja echoed, a spark of defiance igniting within her. "We must first reclaim what we have lost: our honor, our love, and our truth. I refuse to allow darkness to define our destiny." As she spoke, a flicker of doubt crossed the faces of her fellow gods. They had always revered Freyja, but now her words bore the weight of vulnerability, the revelation of the hidden burden she carried. Her connection to Bjorn, a mortal, was a sacrilege in their eyes. "Freyja, you cannot abandon your duty." Thor, the thunder god, thundered, his hammer clasped tightly in his grip. "The fate of Asgard rests not upon love but upon strength and valor." In response, tears glistened in Freyja's eyes. "Strength comes from love," Thor. It is love that drives us into battle, that binds our spirits, that gives us courage to face the darkness. I will not abandon Bjorn." And with that declaration, she felt a surge of energy course through her veins, the lightning of Asgard intermingled with the fire of her heart. Determined to protect her beloved and confront the darkness, Freyja resolved to embark on a quest that would forever change her fate and that of the gods. As twilight descended upon Asgard, Freyja stepped onto the Bifrost, the rainbow bridge that linked her to the mortal realm. The air shimmered with ethereal light, and she felt the weight of her decision settle like armor upon her shoulders. The gods watched in silence as she prepared to cross, their expressions a mix of admiration and apprehension. "Return to us, Freyja," Odin called, his voice a mix of authority and concern. "Do not let the darkness ensnare you." "I will return," she vowed, her heart resolute. "I will bring back the light." As she traversed the bridge, the colors of the realm swirled around her, vibrant and haunting. Freyja closed her eyes, envisioning Bjorn, the man with whom she had forged dreams, whose heart beat in rhythm with hers. She could almost hear his laughter echoing through the valleys, filling her spirit with warmth. Yet the shadows whispered secrets, clawing at her resolve. "Will he still love you, goddess, when he learns of your true nature?" the voice hissed, echoing from the chasms of her mind. "What will he think of your betrayal?" The depths gnawed at her heart as she emerged into the mortal realm, where the land lay vast and untouched, a tapestry of green and gold. But danger lingered, lurking in the form of monstrous beasts spawned from the very shadows she had unleashed. "Freyja," the familiar voice called, breaking through her troubled thoughts. Bjorn stood before her, his rugged form illuminated by the soft glow of twilight. The moment their eyes met, her heart surged, igniting a fire that seemed to banish all darkness. "Bjorn," she breathed, rushing into his arms, the warmth of his embrace dispelling the shadows that had haunted her. "I have come to seek you. A darkness threatened Asgard, and I cannot face it alone." "What darkness?" he asked, concern etched upon his rugged features. What could possibly place the gods in jeopardy? Freyja hesitated, the truth weighing heavily on her tongue. "It is Eske. He seeks to unleash a storm that could consume us all. I must confront him, but I cannot do so without you." His brow furrowed, yet within his eyes sparkled the understanding of a bond forged in love. "Then we shall face this together," he declared, gripping her hands tightly. "I will not let you bear this burden alone." As they stood united, the winds howled, carrying the scent of impending danger. Shadows crept along the peripheries of their vision, dark creatures slithering forth, drawn to the power that Freyja radiated. "Stay close to me," she instructed, her warrior instincts igniting as she summoned the storm within her. "We fight as one, and we will not falter." As the first wave of shadowy beasts lunged, Freyja unleashed her lightning, illuminating the night as it struck true. The clash of steel and shadow resounded through the air, mingling with battle cries and growls of fury. The fight became a whirlwind, a dance of life and death in which love and desperation intertwined. Through the chaos, Freyja fought fiercely, her heart pounding as she fought for not only her home but for the love that had entwined their fates. With every swing of her sword, she felt the shadows retreat, yet SKLL's laughter echoed ominously in her ears, a reminder of the darkness yet to come. Together, Freyja. ## Part 2, Shadows of Deception. The twilight sky dripped with remnants of the storm as Freyja and Bjorn stood shoulder to shoulder, the air charged with the lingering scent of ozone. As they prepared for battle, the shadows of the dark creatures writhed around them, eager for blood. Freyja's heart raced, driven by the urgency of the plight. "Together, Freyja," Bjorn shouted, his voice cutting through the chaos like a beacon. With a nod, she felt the warmth of his presence seep into her very soul, igniting a flame of courage that surged through her veins. She pressed her lips together, determined to unleash the storm within her. The first wave of shadowy beasts, grotesque figures that slinked and twisted like smoke, lunged forward, clamoring for flesh. Freyja stepped into the fray, her sword gleaming with divine light, an extension of her will. "For Asgard," she cried, channeling the power of the storm that danced at her fingertips. With a flick of her wrist, she held a bolt of lightning that shattered the night, striking down a beast with a blinding flash. The creature screamed, disintegrating into a cloud of ash as the embers of its dark essence faded into the ether. Bjorn fought valiantly beside her, immortal against the tide of darkness, wielding his axe with precision and strength that echoed the valor of the gods. "Freyja, to your left," he warned, blocking an ushing maul with the sturdy grip of his weapon. She pivoted gracefully, her instincts sharp as she dispatched another beast, the crackling energy intertwining with her every movement. They were a whirlwind, a fusion of love and ferocity that danced against the malevolence that sought to consume them. But the shadows were relentless. A towering mound of darkness loomed before them, its form shifting like liquid night, its eyes glimmering with malice. Bjorn's breath caught as he gazed upon the creature, which bore SKLLS, a mistakable signature, an embodiment of despair unleashed upon the world. As it stalked forward, the shadows flickered and whispered, a chorus of despair that slithered into Freyja's mind. You think love will save you? That is a weakness, a chink in your armor. The shadows hissed, their voices intertwining with the howls of SK. You cannot hide the truth, your heart belongs to the darkness. Silence! Freyja roared, her voice laced with defiance. You will not pierce my heart with your lies. With a surge of energy, she summoned the tempest, lightning coiling around her like a serpent. The air hummed as she released it in a blinding flash, striking the monstrous shadow head-on, illuminating the dark landscape as it screamed in agony. But even as it writhed, SKLL emerged from the depths of shadow, a spectral wolf with eyes like burning coals, filled with wrath and hunger. Freyja, he howled, the sound reverberating through the very bones of the earth. You will regret your defiance. The darkness knows your secret, and it will reveal it to all of Asgard. Freyja's heart sank. The truth she had hidden for so long threatened to surface, and with it, the fragile threads of her love and honor. I will not allow your darkness to taint my love, she declared, gripping her sword tighter, adrenaline surging through her. As SKLL lunged, Freyja leapt to the side, her movements fluid as she dodged the snapping jaws that sought to engulf her. Bjorn charged forward, his axe raised high, striking the beast with unyielding courage. Together, Freyja, we face him together, he shouted, the determination in his voice igniting a fire in her heart. With a fierce battle cry, Freyja unleashed another bolt of lightning, intertwining it with Bjorn's blows. The combined strength thrust them forward, a tempest of divine and mortal energy. The ground beneath them trembled, a testament to their resolve as they pushed back against the darkness. But SKLL was relentless, his spectral form shifting to evade their strikes. With each dodge, he taunted them. You cannot keep this up, goddess, the truth will consume you. You are nothing without your divine heritage. The shadows around him pulsed with dark energy, and Freyja could feel the truth clawing at her soul. Enough. Freyja screamed, a voice echoing with rage. I will not be defined by my past. As she spoke, she called upon the storm that resonated within her, drawing from the very essence of Asgard itself. Her eyes blazed with determination as she unleashed a torrent of lightning that danced across the battlefield. The bolt struck SK, illuminating him in a flash of pure agony. The wolf howled, staggering backward, but even as it reeled, it lashed out with a ferocity that sent shockwaves through the ground, sending Freyja and Bjorn sprawling. Freyja! Bjorn shouted, scrambling to regain his footing. He reached for her, his expression etched with concern. The darkness encircled them like a predator, but Freyja's resolve remained unyielding. We will face this together. Freyja replied, her voice steady despite the chaos. She rose to her feet, unleashing another wave of energy. With love and honor, we shall prevail. As they stood united once more, the darkness called around them, threatening to envelop their very spirits. You cannot win, SKLL hissed, emerging from the shadows like a nightmare-given form. The darkness is eternal, and your love is a flicker in the abyss. But Freyja would not yield. She could feel the weight of her secret, the pain of her choices, yet she embraced it. I accept my past, she declared, her voice rising above the storm. But it does not define my future. Love is my strength. With renewed vigor, she summoned the storm once more. The air crackled, and lightning illuminated the battlefield as it rained down upon SK, illuminating the shadows that clung to him like a shroud. The wolf let out a bone-chilling howl, but Freyja pressed on, channeling all her energy into a single, powerful strike. By the light of Asgard, she cried, and with that, she unleashed the full force of her power. The lightning surged forward, a blinding torrent of raw energy that struck SKLL with a brilliance that shattered the darkness, casting it away into the void. The wolf howled in despair, his form disintegrating into shards of light as the shadows shrieked and fell back, retreating into the depths from whence they came. For a moment, silence reigned, the air heavy with the aftermath of battle. Breathing heavily, Freyja and Bjorn turned to each other, their hearts racing. Did we win? He asked, disbelief flickering in his eyes. Freyja's heart swelled with pride, yet a shadow of doubt loomed over her. For now, but the darkness may not be vanquished forever, she replied, her voice tinged with uncertainty. SKLL will return, and we must prepare. As they embraced, the warmth of their love enveloped them, yet Freyja felt the weight of her secret still pressing against her chest. The truth was a tempest, ready to break free. But in that moment, she allowed herself to savor their victory, the love that had driven them through the storm. Yet, unbeknownst to them, a pair of eyes watched from the shadows, a figure cloaked in malice and intent. Loki, the trickster god, had witnessed the battle unfold, and a wicked smile curled upon his lips. "The shadows may retreat, dear Freyja, but the truth is a weapon sharper than any blade," he whispered to himself, "and I shall ensure that it is revealed." As Freyja and Bjorn stood victorious beneath the twilight sky, the echoes of destiny began to weave a new tapestry of honor, love, and betrayal that would forever alter the fate of Asgard. The storm was far from over, and the true battle lay ahead, lurking in the shadows, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Freyja's heart was a battlefield, torn between love and the burdens of her past. Determined to protect her beloved in the realm she cherished, she knew their journey was just beginning. Together, they would forge their destiny, and together, they would face the trials that awaited them on the horizon. Yet as the first stars began to twinkle in the night sky, Freyja understood one undeniable truth: no matter the darkness, the light of love would guide them through. And so, hand in hand, they set forth into the unknown, ready to reclaim their future, ready to confront the shadows that threatened to engulf their world. Part 3: The Reckoning of Light and Shadow. The twilight sky darkened, casting a cloak of uncertainty over Freyja and Bjorn as they stood united in the aftermath of their battle. The air was thick with tension, the taste of victory bittersweet against the gnawing dread that lingered in Freyja's heart. "We have pushed back the shadows," Bjorn said, his voice steady, yet Freyja could see the flicker of doubt in his eyes. "But we cannot let our guard down. SKLL will return." Freyja nodded, her gaze fixed upon the horizon where the last remnants of twilight surrendered to night. "I sense it too. The darkness is cunning, and it will return with a vengeance." She clenched her fists, feeling the remnants of lightning still crackling within her, a reminder of the storm she had embraced. "We must prepare for the reckoning." As they began to move through the wild terrain, shadows danced at the corners of their vision, reminding them that danger was never far behind. Bjorn remained close, his warrior instincts alert, ready to defend Freyja at the slightest hint of peril. The forest was alive with unsettling sounds: the rustle of leaves, the distant howl of unseen creatures, and the echo of something more menacing lurking in the depths. "Freyja, do you hear that?" Bjorn asked, his voice low. The tension in the air was palpable, and as they pressed deeper into the woods, the shadows thickened around them. "Stay close," she whispered, her heart racing. "The darkness feeds on fear." Suddenly, the underbrush erupted, and a horde of twisted shadow creatures surged forth, their forms shifting like smoke, claws glinting in the dim light. Freyja raised her sword, the blade shimmering with divine energy, and Bjorn swung his axe, fierce determination etched upon his rugged features. "Together we fight," Bjorn shouted, his voice ringing with defiance. With a battle cry that resonated like thunder, Freyja unleashed a wave of lightning, illuminating the night as it struck down the first line of beasts, sending them scattering like ashes in the wind. "For Asgard," she cried, her heart pounding with the rhythm of their shared resolve. Bjorn fought valiantly by her side, each swing of his axe a testament to his bravery. "We must push through. The darkness cannot claim the light." Their movements became a dance, a terrifying ballet of life and death, love and war, as they fought against the unrelenting tide. As the last of the shadow creatures fell to the ground, dissipating into wisps of darkness, Freyja and Bjorn surveyed the aftermath of their brutal skirmish. Yet their victory was short-lived. A low growl echoed through the trees, a sound that chilled Freyja to her core. "SK," she gasped, recognizing the voice that slithered through the forest like smoke. The shadows coalesced, forming a massive figure that towered before them, a grotesque amalgamation of darkness and malice. Iskaela emerged with eyes blazing like embers, a cruel smile etched upon his spectral face. "You think you can defy me, goddess?" he taunted, his voice a sinister whisper that curled into their minds. "Your love is a weakness, and I will use it to shatter your spirit." Freyja's blood ran cold. "You will not turn my love against me," she declared, her voice unwavering. "I embrace my past, and I will not let it be a weapon for you." The wolf lunged, claws slicing through the air as he aimed for Freyja. In a split second, she called upon the storm, lightning crackling around her as she sidestepped his furious attack. She felt the surge of energy swell within her, the power of Asgard at her fingertips. "Now, Bjorn," she commanded, sensing the moment of opportunity. With a fierce battle cry, Bjorn charged, swinging his axe with unyielding force. The blade met Askal's flesh, and the wolf howled in rage, staggering back. "You dare to strike me?" he growled, his voice thick with fury. "You will pay for this insolence." "Not today!" Freyja shouted, unleashing a torrent of lightning. It struck Skll squarely in the chest, illuminating the darkness that surrounded him. The wolf howled in agony, the sound reverberating through the trees like thunder. "We are stronger together," Bjorn shouted, driving his axe deeper into the shadows, channeling his love for Freyja into every strike. As they fought, Freyja felt the weight of her secret bearing down on her once more. Would Bjorn still fight by her side if he knew the truth? Could their love withstand the revelation? Iske, sensing her turmoil, seized upon it. "Your heart is a battlefield, Freyja. Let me show him the truth." The shadows whispered around them, weaving a tale of betrayal and sacrifice, a tapestry of her past that clawed at her resolve. But Freyja steeled herself, drawing strength from the depths of her spirit. "I will not let you manipulate me," she roared, her voice echoing like thunder. The storm surged within her, and she unleashed another wave of lightning, illuminating the darkness that clung to Iske. The wolf staggered, the shadows recoiling, but he was not finished yet. "You cannot escape your destiny, goddess," he spat, his eyes narrowing with fury. "I will reveal your secrets to all of Asgard." In that moment, Freyja felt a spark of desperation. "No," she shouted, charging forward, wielding her sword with fury. "You will not take my love or my honor from me." The clash of steel rang out as they fought fiercely, Freyja and Bjorn working in tandem against the embodiment of darkness. Each stroke of their weapons was an affirmation of their bond, a testament to love's resilience against despair. But the shadows twisted, a dark fog enveloping them as they battled. Iske LL's laughter echoed, a chilling reminder of the looming threat. "Love will not save you, it will only lead to ruin." Freyja could feel the truth clawing at her heart, but she pushed it down, igniting her spirit with resolve. "I will not be defined by my past," she declared, channeling every ounce of strength into her next strike. "Love is my greatest weapon, and I will wield it against you." With a final surge of energy, Freyja unleashed a storm of lightning that illuminated the battlefield, blinding SKLL for just a heartbeat. "Now, Bjorn," she shouted, directing her love and strength toward him. Bjorn, fueled by their shared passion and determination, lunged forward, axe raised high. "For love, for honor," he bellowed, striking SKLL with a force that resonated through the earth, sending tremors of energy through the atmosphere. The impact was thunderous, and SKLL howled in agony, his form beginning to unravel, shadows dissipating into the ether. "No, this cannot be," he screamed, but they pressed on, hearts pounding with the strength of their bond. As SKLL faded into nothingness, the darkness that had threatened to consume them vanished like a wisp of smoke in the wind. Breathing heavily, Freyja and Bjorn stood triumphantly amidst the remnants of the battle. "We did it," Bjorn sighed breathlessly, disbelief mingling with joy in his eyes. Freyja's heart swelled with pride, yet the shadows of her secret loomed large, still lurking in the recesses of her mind. "But the darkness may return," she cautioned, her voice tinged with uncertainty. "We must remain vigilant." "But we have each other," Bjorn replied, taking her hands in his. "Together we can face anything." Freyja felt a warmth envelop her, the power of their love igniting a fire that no darkness could extinguish. "You are my light, my strength, and my reason," she whispered, leaning closer. Yet, as they basked in the afterglow of their victory, a familiar laughter echoed in the distance, silky, cunning, and dripping with malice. Loki stepped forth from the shadows, a wicked grin curling at the corners of his lips. "Well done, dear Freyja," he crooned, his voice smooth like silk. "You have defeated a mere shadow, but the true battle has yet to come." Freyja's heart dropped as she faced the trickster god. "What do you want, Loki?" "Oh, merely to remind you that secrets have a way of revealing themselves," he purred, eyes glinting with mischief. "And you, my dear goddess, have a truth that awaits its unveiling." Bjorn stepped protectively in front of Freyja, eyes narrowed with defiance. "You will not harm her, trickster." Loki chuckled, the sound dripping with mockery. "Harm her? I would never. No, I merely serve as a witness to the unfolding of destiny." Freyja could feel the weight of a secret pressing against her chest, a storm threatening to break free. "What do you mean, Loki?" she demanded, determination infusing her voice. "The truth shall come to light, Freyja." Hash Part 4, The Unraveling of Truth. The twilight veiled Asgard in a shroud of uncertainty as Freyja and Bjorn faced the enigmatic figure of Loki, whose cunning eyes sparkled with mischief. The air crackled with tension, the aftermath of battle still fresh upon them. Freyja's heart pounded, echoing the rhythm of her fears. "Loki, speak plainly," Freyja demanded, her voice steady despite the turmoil within. "What do you seek to unveil?" Loki's grin widened, revealing sharp teeth like a predator ready to pounce. "Calm yourself, goddess. The shadows dance not only at the edges of your heart, but also through the threads of destiny. The truth you hide will become your greatest adversary." Bjorn stepped forward, fire igniting in his eyes. You are a coward, Loki. Using words as weapons doesn't frighten us. Speak your treachery clearly or leave us. Ah, such fiery spirit. Loki cooed, twirling in mock delight. But you see, Daybjorn, the truth is a tempest that cannot be contained forever, especially when love binds its essence. Freyja carries a secret that could change the fabric of Asgard itself. Freyja felt a chill run down her spine. The shadows of her past clawed at her, threatening to drag her into the depths. She locked eyes with Bjorn, whose unwavering gaze ignited a flicker of courage within her. I will not be defined by fear. Bold words for a goddess, Loki taunted, his voice a silken thread woven with malice. But mark my warning, darkness thrives on secrets. It will find its way to light, and when it does, what will remain of your precious love? Enough! Freyja shouted, her voice echoing like thunder. I will face my truth. No longer shall I cower behind shadows. With that declaration, Freyja felt the storm within her surge, the lightning that coursed through her veins igniting her resolve. She turned to Bjorn, his presence grounding her as she took a deep breath. We cannot allow Loki to sow discord within us. We must be united against the darkness, whatever form it takes. Bjorn nodded, gripping her hands tightly. Together, we are stronger than any secret or shadow. I will stand by you, Freyja, no matter what. Loki shrugged, feigning disinterest, yet his eyes sparkled with sinister delight. A noble proclamation, but will your bond withstand the storm that approaches? SKLL was merely a harbinger. The true darkness lurks within the heart of Asgard, and it shall come for you. Suddenly, a deafening roar pierced the air, shaking the very ground beneath their feet. The shadows shifted, coiling around Loki as if they sought to consume his laughter. Ah, my right is here, Loki announced gleefully, stepping back into the swelling darkness that enveloped him. Before Freyja and Bjorn could react, a colossal creature emerged, a beast of nightmarish proportions with scales like obsidian glass and eyes that burned with malevolence. The ground trembled as it approached, its breath exuding an aura of dread. The worm of despair. Freyja gasped, recognizing the fabled beast whose very existence had been foretold in ancient texts. Indeed, Loki's voice echoed from the shadows, his laughter mingling with the beast's growls. This is a creature born from the darkest corners of Asgard. Its sole purpose is to extinguish the light that you so desperately cling to. Freyja, we cannot let it overwhelm us, Bjorn shouted, his war spirit igniting once more. Together, we stand against this monstrosity. As the worm lunged, Freyja summoned the storm, lightning crackling at her fingertips. By the might of Asgard, we will not be cowed. She held a bolt of energy that struck the creature squarely in the chest, illuminating the dark landscape with a flash of brilliance. The worm howled in fury, its scales glinting like shards of night. Foolish goddess, you cannot hope to defeat despair with mere lightning, it roared, lunging forward, jaws wide to claim its prey. Freyja's heart raced, but she faced the creature with unyielding courage. We fight not for ourselves but for the light that binds us, she declared, a sword steady in her grip as she raised it high, channeling the storm once more. Beside her, Bjorn charged, wielding his axe with fierce might. For love, for honor, he cried, striking the beast with all his strength. The clash of steel against scale rang out, echoing their determination. The worm twisted, attempting to shake off their relentless assault. You think you can defy despair? It will swallow you whole, it hissed, lunging toward Freyja in a flurry of teeth and claws. With a swift motion, Freyja dodged, feeling the rush of air as the worm's jaws missed her. Now, Bjorn, she shouted, watching as he swung his axe, connecting with the creature's flank. The beast howled, a twisted sound that reverberated through the air. Love is but a flicker of flame that will extinguish against the winds of despair, it bellowed, regaining its footing and lunging toward them again. Not if we can help it. Freyja countered, and with a surge of power, she unleashed a torrent of lightning that engulfed the worm, illuminating the dark forest in brilliant flashes. You will not take our love. The creature writhed, its form flickering between reality and shadow. You cannot defeat the very essence of despair. It is eternal, as is your truth. Freyja felt the truth clawing at her heart. Every word the beast spoke resonated with her fears, echoing the weight of the secret she carried. But in that moment, she turned to Bjorn, and the strength in his gaze ignited a fire within her. Let us show it the power of our bond, she cried, gripping his hand tightly. Together, with their determination fused as one, they charged forward. Freyja released another wave of lightning, while Bjorn swung his axe in tandem, striking the worm with every ounce of strength they possessed. The creature howled, its form beginning to fracture under the relentless assault. You will regret this, goddess, the worm screeched, but Freyja felt the storm within her grow fiercer, echoing the love she had forged with Bjorn. "Let it roar," she shouted, summoning the fury of Asgard. "For through love, we transcend the darkness." With a final clash, Freyja unleashed a blinding surge of energy, the lightning coiling around the worm, illuminating the forest in a flash of pure brilliance. The creature let out a final, anguished howl as it unraveled into a cascade of light, dissipating into the ether. In the aftermath, silence reigned over the battlefield. Breathing heavily, Freyja and Bjorn exchanged glances, their hearts racing with triumph. "We did it!" Bjorn exclaimed, a mixture of disbelief and joy sparkling in his eyes. "We defeated it together." But as the echoes of their victory faded, the shadows that lingered in the air shifted, coiling like smoke around them. Freyja felt a cold chill run down her spine as Loki stepped forth from the darkness, his grin wider than ever. "Bravo, a splendid performance," he clapped mockingly, his voice dripping with sarcasm. "But this was merely a skirmish. The true battle lies ahead, dear Freyja." "What do you mean?" she demanded, urgency flooding her heart. "What more could possibly threaten us now?" "The threads of fate are unraveling, and your secret will soon come to light," Loki put, his eyes glinting with mischief. "You see, Freyja, the darkness is not merely external, it breathes within the hearts of those you hold dear, and I shall ensure that it is revealed in its full glory." "Leave us be!" Bjorn shouted, stepping protectively in front of Freyja. "We will face whatever comes together." "Though I have no doubt about your resolve, mortal," Loki replied, his tone mockingly sweet. "But can your love withstand the storm of truth that awaits? Secrets have a way of shattering even the strongest bonds." Freyja's heart raced as doubt crept in. "No," she shouted, her voice rising against the weight of uncertainty. "Our love will prevail. I will not allow you to poison our hearts with your lies." Loki smiled, a wicked glimmer in his eye. "We shall see, goddess. The fates are in motion, and the truth is a tempest that cannot be stilled." With that, he vanished into the shadows, leaving Freyja and Bjorn in a silence thick with trepidation. "What does he mean?" Bjorn murmured, concern etched in his features. "What truth does he speak of?" Freyja took a deep breath, her heart heavy with the weight of her secrets. "There is something I must confess, something that has haunted me since